All right, we're gonna start the exercise off with some rowing. So for the rowing machine, you're gonna wanna use a resistance that works best for you. I usually do about 6 or so. You're gonna press into your heels to use the glutes and hamstring complex to straighten the legs, and then you'll perform the pullback with the arms. Use your mid-back muscles to do this. Once you're all the way back, let the arms go first before the legs begin to bend. After this, we will start our first couple of exercises. The first one's going to be a dumbbell clean and jerk. So you take a wider stance as shown. You'll send your butt back for the hip hinge. Use your butt and your hamstrings to get the dumbbell up to your shoulder, and then use your shoulder and back muscles to press up. You want to go all the way straight up with it, and then you're going to switch sides. So choose a weight that's going to work best for you. You want to be able to perform all of the reps that you're doing. Not easily, I don't want to say easily, but towards the end you want to have like a little bit of struggle there, and that's kind of how you know that the weight is an appropriate weight for you. If you get through 1 or 2 and it's too hard, then the weight's a little too heavy for you. From here we're going to move on to the next exercise. So I'm going to choose some lighter weights here. Take a stance a little wider than hip distance. This is for the biceps. You're gonna turn your thumbs to face up to the sky, and then use your biceps and your mid-back muscles. So not the upper traps. Try to avoid using your shoulders to do this. Use your biceps and your mid-back muscles to lift the arms out to the side. After this, we'll go into our next dumbbell exercise, which are just bicep curls. So I like to kind of curl up first and then lower down with control. I'm trying not to lean back. I'm trying not to swing. I keep my core braced about 20 to 30%, and especially the low core. Keep that I keep that braced to protect the low back. So again, just like before with a prior exercise, you want to choose a weight where towards the end of the number of reps, you're really working here. If you get through a couple and it's too hard for you, then that's how you know the weight is too much. So then you're just going to repeat that 3 more times through. The next exercise is with lighter dumbbells, and we're going to do some back flies. So I take a stance about hip distance, hinge from the hips, and then take about 90 degrees in the elbows and use my mid-back muscles to extend the arms out to the side. The next exercise is going to be a triceps press, so I'll turn to the side so you can see a little bit better. My stance is probably about hip distance, maybe a little wider. I'm using a heavier dumbbell so that both hands are on the head of the dumbbell, and then I'm just pressing up using my triceps. Again, keep your lowest core slightly engaged, 20 to 30%, and then as you're ready, we'll get to the next exercise here. So I'm using 10-pound weights here, and I'm going to bend at the elbows to lift up and then extend the arms out in front of me. Really using your core as your stabilizing muscles here. Get a little bit of a bend in the legs, and I'm keeping my body kind of firm. I don't want to be swinging around, especially in the low back. I want to stay as upright as possible, and that's why you've got to have that engagement of the lowest core muscles. From here, we were going to move into our next exercise, which is a Russian twist. So I think this is 20 pound, it's a 20-pound dumbbell, I believe. Choose a dumbbell weight that's gonna work best for you. So you're kind of in like a boat pose position, and as you turn, you wanna think about bringing your shoulder facing forward. That's how you know the rotation's like a solid rotation. Try to stay as upright as you can. Try not to let your low back round. And then we'll come out of it and repeat that 3 more times through before doing a 500-meter row. Then we're gonna do some core stuff. So I'm holding a 10-pound plate up over my head, and my legs are about 45 degrees. The low back is glued to the ground as we kind of do these like swimmer kicks with the legs. So keeping that low back glued to the ground is most important. And then we're gonna couple it up with just some regular sit-ups. So I have my feet about hip distance, and my heels are sort of digging into the ground, and I'm zippering everything up through the midline to sit all the way up and touch the ground in front of me. I'm gonna do about 20 here, and then we'll repeat the flutter kicks with the plate overhead and these regular sit-ups 3 more times through, and that's your full workout.